So, now it's time to talk about the major topic, everyone. You ready? So let me take a look at the timestamp. Right around 47:30. I got to remember that for later. All right. So, folks, here's what's happened today. Dragon Age Veilguard's early reviews have released. All right? Now, I'm going to try to tackle this topic as fairly as I possibly can. All right? I want you to understand that I'm not coming from any kind of an angle here where I stand to benefit by saying anything positive or negative about Dragon Age Veilguard at all. I have absolutely no vested interest on if this game does well, is good, sells, doesn't sell, or whatever. Whatever I say does not affect this game or myself at all, okay? A couple days ago, a segment on this show was us covering the fact that the Veilguard final trailer released, and I compared it directly to the trailer that had come out for Dragon Age Origins some 13 plus years ago, right? We had this direct head-to-head comparison, and we talked about how definitely the tone of the the tone of the series has changed. It used to be more kind of Lord of the Rings-esque medieval kind of style, and now it definitely has seemed to become way more modernized and almost doesn't really seem to have a coherent identity. It's a little bit more confusing. We talked about how the game's been gone for 9 years. Inquisition was the last one. And now 9 years later, having a sequel, a lot of people probably won't even remember the previous games. So it's kind of hard to say if there was even intentional carryover or not, or if they're really just trying to like reboot it. Who knows, right? If you want to see that, it's a segment that I did on my podcast a couple days ago, and I even did a breakout clip of it where we analyzed the stuff side by side. You can take a look, all right? So, the early reviews are out, all right? Let me show you some of the early reviews. Here's one. It's Result Darkside Phil. Wow, he did pretty good playing Street Fighter. Wait, what's this? That's not it. This is it. Hold on. Here we are. So, here's the early reviews. Eurogamer, 10 out of 10. Gaming Bible, 10 out of 10. CG Magazine, 10 out of 10. Xbox Era, 10 out of 10. Metro UK, 9 out of 10. Game Rant, 10 out of 10. IGN, 9 out of 10. DualShockers, 8.5 out of 10. Gamer, 8 out of 10. Games Radar Plus, 8 out of 10. Windows Central, 8 out of 10. Worth Playing, 8 out of 10. VGC 247, 6 out of 10. Regular VGC, 6 out of 10. Okay? So basically what you'll find, if you're looking at the early reviews that came out this morning, okay, the vast majority of the mainstream gaming media, the big outlets, the ones that everyone pays, attention to, the ones that have added weight, all said the game is insanely good. One company, I don't know if it's in this feed, one company went as far as to say, not that, trying to find it. It was one of the major companies. Oh, here you go. Listen to this. A fantasy role-playing game of astonishing spectacle. This is the best Dragon Age and perhaps BioWare has ever been. Eurogamer is saying this is the best game that BioWare has ever put out. It's better than Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. It's better than the Knights of the Old Republic online game. It's better than the entire Mass Effect trilogy. It's better than all the previous Dragon Age games. That's what Eurogamer is saying. Okay? So those are the reviews you're seeing right now. But there's a problem. Okay? There is a big problem. Okay? What's happened is, not that it leaked. I mean, I think people were eventually going to find this out anyway, so I don't know what EA is playing at here. EA actually pulled a fast one on everyone. And we might say, well, what are you talking about? They actually had a bunch of people go out to several different press events. In fact, there was one just back in September, okay, where people actually played this game and did early hands-on impressions, okay? Here's what they did. I'm not making this up because there's a video about it right here from Fextra Life, a 1 million sub YouTube channel, all right, that regularly gets hundreds of thousands of views on any video it makes about an RPG. So here's what this company did, EA. They flew everyone out to a press event. They had them do hands-on impressions. And get this, Anyone who had negative things to say about the game in their early impressions did not receive a review code. Literally, if you criticize this game in the hands-on impressions at all, you didn't get a review code. But if you kissed its butt, you received a review code. What they actually did is they skimmed the reviewing crowd of people who were being honest. So that way they knew the only initial reviews that would go out of the game would be overly positive. It was actually a calculated move done on purpose. Okay? Can you believe that? Now, I could watch this video, but I've already watched it this morning. That's exactly what the Fextra Life crew is saying. They're saying, listen, this is completely disingenuous. They are farming positive reviews because a lot of people are saying this game is make or break for BioWare. That if this game doesn't sell, this could be the end of BioWare as a studio because they've now had so many flops. Anthem, insanely big flop, correct? Mass Effect Andromeda, insanely big flop. They need this to be good because if it's not, they've got nothing under their belt from like the last 5 to 7 years. And EA stands to lose a lot of money on this game if it doesn't sell. So they are purposefully creating a cauldron of only the ingredients they want so that the smell coming off the cauldron is good. And all the initial gamers will run out and buy it this week on release. And then once the game actually gets out to the real crowd of people who are playing it, then you'll start to get the real review. All right? But already there's been some that have fallen through the cracks. If you actually look out there at look at this. In fact, here it is. I do not recommend Dragon Age the Veilguard review. Skill up. Now, this is 2 hours ago, but this was actually like 4 or 5 hours ago. What's happened is the people who are not beholden to basically needing positivity from these major companies are being honest about it and saying it's not very good. Okay? So you have to question, right? Why would EA do this? Right? Why would a company like EA try to pull this fast one? All right? Well, it's very simple because some people are like, Phil, you make all this shit up, right? No, I'm telling you, in the industry, this has been a game they've been playing for over a decade. They give out the early review codes in the expectation that because that media outlet got the review codes, they're now going to be overly nice to the game, overinflate the score, the game will sell well, and therefore it becomes this cycle of you pat me on the back, I pat you. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. We all benefit, right? And so in a case like this, where this is make or break for EA, right? They fly a bunch of people out to a big press event to play the game, and some people dared to be honest and say, it ain't that good. In fact, Fextra Life even said in his video, to him, the gameplay elements were actually good, but the story elements that were presented during the press event weren't very good. So for the first time ever, he might actually care more about the gameplay of like a RPG than the actual story, and just the story will take a back seat. He'll keep playing because he likes the gameplay. It's a hook, right? They didn't like that. EA did not like that at all. They were upset that they said that in their early impressions, and that's why they didn't get the review code. Okay? So I want you to think about how disingenuous that is. Now, here's the other thing, too. You might say, well, I don't understand. Why do these major gaming outlets keep doing it? Ladies and gentlemen, do you really believe that this week there's not going to be a giant advertising blitz for Veilguard? Come Halloween and the days after, when you go to IGN or you go to GameSpot or you go to these websites, I guarantee you there will be giant splash page ads all around the border. See my level 1 podcast border? That would say, Dragon Age Veilguard. Click here to buy. Here's a video preview and all that. And they pay big money for that advertising space. Big dollars. So do you think they're going to pay big dollars for that ad space if the website that they're advertising on is saying their game is a 6 out of 10? Of course they're not. That's why it goes hand in hand. Is IGN or GameSpot or any of these big websites, Eurogamer, do you think they're actually receiving a direct monetary compensation payment from EA to say that Dragon Age Veilguard is good? No. You will never find that anywhere. There's no contract. There's no evidence. But what you can easily figure out if you put 2 and 2 together is that it massively benefits their businesses to say the game's good. The advertising blitz, the continued invites to exclusive events to try games so they can have the early access coverage to bring more people to their site, so more people will see the ads and more people will click and they'll make more money, right? If these big media outlets didn't get exclusive access to events and games, what the fuck would you need them for? Seriously, why would you ever need to go to IGN or GameSpot if it wasn't for exclusive access to shit? You would never get a benefit from going there, so why would you care? Right? So again, it's not that they're getting a paycheck directly from EA or any major company, but they are getting massive benefit by being overly positive. What's happened this morning is all the major outlets said this is the best Dragon Age ever, and every small time person who actually happened to get a review code is saying it ain't that good. It's like a 6 out of 10. It's boring. It's incredibly repetitive. The story is poorly written. It's not that interesting. Now, the funny part about everything that I'm telling you guys is you notice one thing that I haven't done. I haven't talked about if the game's woke or not. I haven't talked about any of the political shit. I don't have to. A lot of people today are making this topic about wokeness and how much liberal content is in the game. There is, for the record. It's documented. People have screen captured it. There's a dialogue choice. Choose to become transgender and have different dialogue choices for the rest of the game. I'm not kidding. That's what it said. And there's another one. There's a whole plot line about a Kunari who apparently comes out to their parents saying that they are not one-gendered and they want to be called they and them as their pronouns for the rest of their life. Why that applies to fantasy, I don't get. They put that in there as plots. I want you to think about this, okay? It's supposed to be dark fantasy. The universe may be erased as we know it because the veil is opening and gods of elven kingdoms are coming through to kill everyone and take everything over. But we're concerned about our pronouns. That's the most important thing right now, right? How about this? I don't care what the fuck you call yourself. There's demons at the door. Can we kill them? Why are we having this scene right now? Right? I give two shits. You know, but they put it in the game. They wedged it in to have it as part of the game. All right? That's not even what I'm talking about. All right? I'm not. I don't care about that. I want you to understand that because so many people today are trying to make it about politics and culture wars and that shit. I don't even care about that. What I care about is the practice of sending early copies of games to select people who then get exclusive early access, early video coverage, early clicks, early views, early money. And then they overly praise the game in order to benefit from it. This has been going on for over a decade. And I've called it out time after time after fucking time. Remember when I used to review games and people said they loved my reviews because I never gave anything a 10? I've never reviewed a single game 10 out of 10 because not a single game I've ever played has deserved a perfect score. They all have room for improvement. Why these outlets give games 10 out of 10? It's ludicrous. It's like, so you're a joke. So you're a laughing stock. You don't take your job seriously. You're saying this is a perfect video game. Well, no, this could be improved. That it's not a 10 out of 10. You fucking buffoon. You disingenuous clown. You shouldn't receive a paycheck because you don't even understand what it means to review something.